Look how many words are on that boy.
That's
a thesis.
Hey guys, Team Mambo here, and we're here with...
Cormac Adams, the newest signing of Team Mambo.
And what did you do today, Cormac?
I played the Dublin Regional with this new shiny Endymion deck that came out like last week. And I came 5th place, finishing X11 record. It's a pretty cool event. I wanted to play with something kind of new and like different because I was playing Salamangreat for like 2 months. So I just kind of got bored of that. And I was talking about this deck with Coogan, who played it last week, and we just thought this deck was absolutely insane, so we just decided, here, we'll just give it a go. And it worked out well for both of us. I came 5th, he came 1st place. His profile should be on this channel around at the same time as this, so check that out as well, but stay tuned for this first. So I'll just get into the list. Played 3 Servant, because this card's just absolutely insane. It gets like Jackal out of deck, it gets the new big guy out of deck, which is just negates. So it just means that the biggest problem with this deck before, ever since Electromite went to 1, was that Electromite getting like ogred or hand trapped really hurt this deck, but this card just means that your Electromite will always go through, so it just makes like the deck like super more resilient now compared to before. Something really funny with this card is that it's not once per turn in scale. So there was one time during the event where I put 3 counters on it, removed 3, I got Ash, and then I got to put 3 more counters on it and activated it again, and this time you just couldn't stop it.
Well, I also am questioning that.
No,
wait, what the actual
really?
fuck, man?
Yeah, doesn't say once per turn.
No, insane.
Doesn't say once per turn on
It's
it.
only special at once per turn.
Only special at once per turn.
Yeah, so that's kind of funny. It's kind of funny.
And then this guy's just absolutely insane. He just solos the Striker matchup, solos the Draco matchup, which I played 2 of at the event. So that was a bit.
It
Dublin
just shits on Rogue.
It's absolutely insane. And then like when it gets destroyed, it just adds a new spell card from your deck to your hand.
Look
Any
how many
normal spell
words
card.
are on that boy.
That's
a thesis. Boy.
That's
a thesis.
That is a thesis. That is like the longest text out of any card in the game. I'm pretty sure.
it's news.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
Last one's Relinquish or something.
Yeah, exactly. So this is just a small Endymion package, just because these are the best cards. You don't want to be playing any of the other ones because they're kind of just.
Yeah, the poopy.
Yeah, these are like, this is the best like starter card in your deck, and this is just like the biggest boy.
The big bossy boy.
Exactly, yeah. Then we're playing the Mythical Beasts. So 3, 2, and 1.
What do you think of Cerberus? I see a lot of mixed spins in it.
So I think Cerberus is really strong because it gives you access to Jackal, and it's just a starter card. So it just means that you get one of your materials without having to normal summon. I understand that it kind of conflicts with Servant, but the thing is that if you open both this and Servant, I mean, your hand is already insane anyway because you're getting access to Jackal regardless, and the whole point of this is that it gives you access to Jackal. And then this card going second is super important because of the fact that it's just able to clear stuff really easily, and it's able to put out a whole bunch of damage. And the most important thing I found about this for this weekend was that it also was able to search the Garuda, which we thought would be really important because there'd be a whole lot of backward decks like Mystic Mind just came out, Draco making a Resurgent Striker was around, this just pops the Salamangreat trap card and the Orchid trap card. So you're just able to like sort of go off the combo after it. So they're never going to pop this thinking you're going to get this. So then you just get this, and then it baits out the negate straight away, which is really strong.
Did you ever use this monster effect to bounce an entire pendulum summon?
I did actually. Well, not an entire pendulum summon. I did it against Orcus because
Nice.
I baited out. I used all of my negates in his other cards because he had an insane hand through Dweller. He almost OTK'd me through it, and then just when he summoned, like I was about to summon his last monster, I think to make a ball sword or something, I just went this and just like bounced it.
Pretty flex. Imagine bouncing a Boral Sword
Oh
with
my
it. It's
god,
like
it's just so strong. So,
neg 4.
yeah.
Oh my
So
God.
like, if you saw the list from last week from Coogan, it was 40 cards and it didn't play this. We decided to just add this card in as the 41st card because we just found the deck was pretty consistent as it was, and you couldn't really cut anything.
Can't really improve on perfection, you know.
very true.
All you can do is add MST to it, as the saying goes.
Coogan,
It's like,
it's very true. And like we felt that just adding the extra card and the utility it gave you outweighed the slight reduction in consistency to go into 41 did. Then we play 3 Chronograph and Time Gazer.
Why is this card good?
This card's just insane. This is a card, I know this is just starter card, high scale. Important thing about this card is that if you have to Pendulum summon before you make Electromite, it's a lot of the time you have to send this off of your Electromite to get the extra monster to be able to do your Guard Dragon combo, because you might only be able to like summon 2 or 3 guys. So then you're able to like pop your scale, add this back, and then summon it to give you your last monster to the Guard Dragon combo. Then for the Magician engine we played was 3 Harmonizing, 2 Purple Poison, and 1 Black Fang. So we decided on this ratio because, well, first off, this card's insane. I've seen some lists playing 2, 2, and 2, but you actually just want to hard draw this card all the time because it's just 2 monsters and it's a tuner and it's just...
Why would you not max out on the best one?
Exactly, yeah, it's absolutely insane. And then if you hard draw it along with like Pen Call or whatever, it's fine, you just search these other cards, so it's like, I got no issues. We wanted to play 3 targets for Harmonizing, I suppose alongside the Time Gazer, sometimes it comes up, is because you want to be able to search one off of Pen Call and then summon one off of Harmonizing, and then you also want to have the safety net of being able to banish one off Desires and not have to worry about not being able to fulfill either of those other requirements. And we figured that playing 2 of this and 1 of this is better because we already have a high skill in Harmonizing, so this is just like the extra high skill that you potentially may need if you already draw this. And this card is better into going second against Floodgates and stuff like Draco and whatnot. And also just it helps like OTK going second really, really easily because you just push for extra 1200 damage and pop something, so it's really, really good. And then for the most important engine in the deck is the Dark Worm and the Gate 0. This is the card that facilitates all of your Guard Dragon combos. It's absolutely ridiculous. If you hard open this or the Dragon Shrine, there's a lot of times you don't even need to send anything off Electromite because this is always the thing you want to send if you don't have it. Because this is the card that just lets you like fully combo off and just make your insane boards. This card's a bit of a garnet, but it's a high scale, or it's a low scale rather, that you can just search off this. It's literally a free card. We decided to play Sloth and not play any of the other Amorphages because we figured playing stuff like Lechery and Goliath and Sloth would just be incredibly bricky. And we figured this one is better than Goliath because we're not summoning these off of LP, so the attack doesn't matter for us. The important thing about this is that we're summoning off the Heretic Links to the both 0 attack, but you can Pendulum summon this if you hard draw it, and also if you get stunted in the midway through your combo, like if your Electromite gets ogred and you've no way to negate it against something like Salamander, for example, you can just send this to your extra deck and then just pens it out, and they have no way to win the game. The last monster we played is Destrudo. You just summon this as off of LP almost every single time. It helps you just make even more insane boards because you can just summon this off LP, turn it into Aggro Pain, and then just make the Dawn Dragster at the end of the combo. Then that was all the monsters. I think it's like 27. For spell cards, played 3 Mastery. It's Rhoda, insane, puts spell counters on your board. If you open this plus Servant, you've won the game. There's no way you lose. 3 Pot of Desires. This card for some reason is a bit contentious in Pendulum decks at the moment. This card is previously spell counters. It draws you 2 cards. So many of your cards in your deck you're being playing in multiples. So things like the big Endymion, we're playing 2. Jackal, we're playing 2. We're playing a decent number of Magician cards. So you're never going to worry about banishing all of your combo pieces off of this card, most of the time anyway, unless you get extremely unlucky. And the idea that you don't want to play 3 of this because it's a hard once per turn, I think is a little bit trite, because while there's a lot of hard once per turn cards in the deck, this is the most important one because it just gives you 2 free cards to let you extend your combos further, especially going second. This is really strong. So I'd rather play 3 of this and play 2 of all my other hard once per turns, because this one gives you the most value. We play 2 Alliance and 2 Pen Call. So like I was saying, you don't want to play too many of the hard ones per turns at 3. And the only target in my deck anyway for Duelist Alliance is Pendulum Call. So you're technically playing 4 copies of it anyway. This card's obviously better to open with Servant, but you have to play 2 and 2 because of Desires. But both these cards is absolutely insane because it just gives you access to Harmonizing, which just gives you like insane ability to just go off. 2 Dragon Shrine and 1 Foolish, just for Destrudo and Dark Room. Sometimes you send Destrudo, most of the time you're sending Dark Room just to combo, and then 1 Upstart. So we're playing Upstart in 41 because we wanted to have the extra spell counter off of Servant, and that's pretty much just it, to be honest, because it's just literally a free card that lets you just facilitate your combos easier.
It's also nice with Desires Mats.
Yeah, also very nice with Desires Mats. That's very, very true. Although you do have to side it out every time you get close to time, so just keep that in mind. But that's the thing, is this deck has actually got quite a difficulty in siding a lot of the time, so it's just a free side out card, especially close to
It's quite valuable as well. People overlook stuff like that a lot.
Yeah, exactly, which is really good. So that was the main deck, 41 cards. I don't think I'd change anything out of it. It's honestly literally perfect. Field Center, very true. And then the tokens. If you know anybody who has more Yu-Gi-Oh! Day tokens, please let me know. I want to get all the protagonists.
PM him on grinder.com.
Yeah, please, thank you very much. And then for the extra deck, play 1 Electromite, best card in the game.
In the Bible.
Yeah, it's literally in the Bible, right? Next to Beat Cop.
Yeah. She's literally in the Bible.
Literally in the Bible, but she's Satan, so that's
She's
the difference. So this card is better than Land Trinkets because it's an effect monster, so you can use it to make Boral Sword and Boral Load. And it's just basically just the second Electromite, just that's worse because it's got the 2 arrows. Its effect sometimes comes up randomly to help you protect your Sloth if you manage to summon this before you make your Sloth, which is like kind of cool. Then we play Heretic Link, coupled with the Guard Dragon package. So these cards is absolutely insane. You just summon this using the Dark Worm and then just access all of these straight away. This is how you're always going to be accessing your Sloth almost every single time. And it's just really, really strong. It's just a free bounce. This card's also really, really good randomly into Striker because it's just you negate Ray with it, which is kind of cool. And then if it's 6 on the board and then they don't clear the next turn, you just summon back the Electromite, which is kind of cool. Ray is Bay, to be fair. Played Phoenix. This is like the best card, particularly in the Salamangreat matchup, especially obviously going second, because we were saying earlier there's a whole lot of hard once per turn spell cards in your deck. But it's cool because if you play against Salamangreat and you just activate the first one of those spell cards, like say Desires for example, if you draw into another, you can just co-link this to Sunlight Wolf and then just discard the Desires as a free pop. And if they have a negate for this, they can't add back off Sunlight Wolf, and if they add back off Sunlight Wolf, the only thing they can negate with is Veiler. So they just pop their back row, whether it be like Roar, Rage, which baits out so you can use your scales, or the field spell, or just strike or whatever that they have, and then you just draw a card, which is just like really, really cool. It just gives you extra cards to work with to combo off. It's OTK going second. The last links we played were Borload and Broadsword. These cards are just like, this card's just an OTK machine. You can make it every single game. It just like kill people really easily. This card, it's kind of a flex spot. I was considering whether to play this or Avermax, but I figured that Thunder Dragon is kind of an awkward matchup because a lot of the spell cards in this deck search, so it means that you can have sometimes kind of bricky hands, so you just want to be able to deal with Colossus as easily as possible, and it's a little bit sort of difficult sometimes. For Synchros, play Dawn Dragster, Warlord Savage, and Ignister. You make this almost every single time when you're doing your combo because you summon Destrudo off of the LP, which is really, really strong. Warlord Savage is not that necessary, to be perfectly honest. The card is like nice to make going blind into matchups. But it's kind of the only way you really consistently make it is with harmonizing, and a lot of the time you rather just make one of your rank 4s because they're just higher value. But it's a nice thing to have, especially in things like, for example, like the Pure Thunder matchup and other things like that. Ignister is pretty cool. It just lets you like deal with a whole lot of problem cards going second. We don't play things like Luster or Master to be able to search off Duelist Alliance that you could also summon off of this. But this card is so good that a lot of times I consider just playing a Luster. Just because this card is just insane, like it just lets you like both the boards really easily. A really cool interaction with this card is that against Orcus going second, they're always going to end on like double Fogblade, and that means that Bardiche can be quite difficult to out if you're just trying to attack over to OTK them, so you can just use this to blow the Bardiche back to the extra deck and you can just OTK them really easily. For the Xyz, you play Dweller and Tornado Dragon. These are just the two best ones. This is for like backward decks like mine and like sort of stuff like that, and the Striker. This is for all your combo decks basically. This card, you can honestly just make this blind against a lot of matchups because you have 2 to 3 negates minimum along with the bounce.
Best card in the game.
Yeah. I mean, like it's actually not awful against Striker, just negate their links and they can't Ray back. It's kind of cool.
Multi-roll fusion.
Yeah, exactly. And the last monster we're playing the Extras Vortex. This is what you summon off Agripane almost every single game one, or every single time you go first, because this card is absolutely ridiculous. Omni negate. Pretty broken. And then for the side deck, this is the only thing that was different between mine and Coogan's list. We figured that the main and extra are pretty much solved. And then I was badgering him about playing Cowboy all week, and then I decided not to play myself because I was just lazy when I was writing my deck list. But I mean, it was nice to sort of test the different things between us and see what worked and what didn't.
Yeah.
So we played 3 Ogre. So this is meant to be for Mirror Match and other sort of random combo decks, because in the Mirror Match, you need to be able to clear their cards, which is the most important thing. So like Servant, like ashing it is like, it's fine, but they still have a scale, so you want to be able to Ogre it, which is the higher value card. Ogre and Electromite is like, it's not game anymore against this deck, but like it's, you know, if you're able to do it, like it's pretty good.
It could still be impactful.
Exactly, yeah. We figured it was better than stuff like Ash or Impermanence or any of those sort of things, because you want to be able to just clear their cards before you have to play the following turn. Then we played Trilancia, which is the other hand trap. So this is for stuff like Orcus and like Danger Thunder, just the other combo decks in the format, the other prominent ones. Last week I was like playing Droll because I feared the Mirror Match more, but I figured this card is just higher impact against the other combo decks. So you want to stunt them for a turn and then just OTK them and then just play this for the Mirror Match. So those are the hand traps for combo decks essentially. And then we played 3 Denko. I played this and Coogan didn't. He played Eccentric instead. I figured this would be good against things like the Striker matchup, for example, especially because if they're playing things like Mystic Mine now, and if they're waiting for you to summon a bunch of guys before going Metaverse for it, it means that they're probably taking out their floodgates in their main deck to be able to facilitate Mystic Mine instead, and they can flip their floodgates in standby phase, whereas at Mystic Mine they want to wait for you to have monsters. So this card felt like it had much higher value. I didn't play against any Striker actually at this event, so I don't know how correct that theory was, but I figured that it was good nonetheless. Then I played the best card in the game, which is Pankratops. This card is absolutely stupid. This card baits out at least 2 negates in the Mirror Match when he goes second, which is really, really important. If you have this with the normal summon, a lot of the time it baits out 3, so it's like arguably better than most of your hand traps you could play, like better than Sphere Mode or anything like that as well. And this card just like bodies a lot of like the ropes that they play like Border or a lot of backward decks. It's really, really strong. And the last side deck card we played was 3 red reboot because this card just kills trap decks.
Did you reboot anyone?
I rebooted Draco player, I think, and then I think I just killed him. Like, it was just absolutely free. There's no issues with that. So yeah, that was the list. I think the list is pretty much fine. I don't think I changed anything much about it going forward. I think it just depends on format progression right now. As of right now, the list seems like pretty solid. Any final words you want to say, Coogan, about the list?
No.
It's cool.
Can't improve on perfection.
Yeah, exactly. That's fair.
Other than adding MST, as the saying goes.
MST is just the most insane card in the game. So shout out to Team Mambo, of course.
Best team in Ireland.
Best team in Ireland. We had 3 in top cut today. So we had myself topping, we had Coogan winning, and we had Dave, who came third with Salamangreat. Be sure to check out those profiles as well. Like us on Facebook. I don't know if we have any other social media at the moment, but subscribe to us, like this video, comment down below any thoughts you have. Subscribe to the Hero Kids on YouTube as well. That's the nice casual channel that we have going on. Shout out to Coogan for theorying the deck with me. Shout out to Ola for keeping me company on the bus back on Sunday night. That was a pretty cute thing to have going on. And shout out to Vlad for
Scrubbing 2 regionals, no, 3 regionals in a row?
3 regionals.
Yeah, that's fucking
Team
right.
ARG, EU, ladies and gentlemen.
Everyone knows a guy from one of them. That doesn't count for us.
That's true.
That's very, very
He just sabotaged himself.
Literally, like,
go on.
activate. Yeah.
Very true. But yeah,
My last 3 weeks.
that's pretty much everything. So yeah, thank you very much. This is Cormac from Team Mambo signing out.
This is Seto Kaiba with a little shout out for Team Mambo. You're all a bunch of third-rate duelists.
I'm a living relic, I'm a revenant. Forever been a reverend. I do it for the hell of it. I do it to settle shit. You a fool if you meddling. With the space Mambo, you gon' face my old power when I hit you with the dark magician. I made my goal to annihilate you. So I'ma hit you with the quick precision. Fell from my trap car, yeah, trap hard. Gotta summon another, so I'ma sacrifice y'all. QQ, golden 9, Maximilian. Who knew that the winnings of the million? Now we shining like a luster dragon, flying at heights that you couldn't imagine. Yeah, you know we gon' blow up just as soon as Exodia shows up.